Hi, and welcome to the Guardian Way. Today's episode is episode 73, and we're going to talk about the cost benefits that industries can derive from using private security. And we picked some of the top industries that have crime issues, obviously, and we're going to talk about that. Our co-host, of course, for the series is Garrett Thomas, CEO of Guardian Protection Force. Good morning, Garrett.
Good morning. Yeah, this is one that is so misunderstood and often not thought about. I always ask, people think security measures are expensive, and they are sometimes. But I always say, have you looked at the cost of not doing something? And so we'll talk about that.
Well, this is great. Well, listen, I'm going to turn this over to you and let you take us through some of these industries that have been targeted for crime where private security can really make a difference. So walk us through this.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of this information comes from real time from clients who've given us feedback and told us the types of savings they've had through having security and good security programs can reduce costs dramatically for you. Construction and real estate development, there's a lot of benefits here. Theft prevention, reduce costs from the stolen materials and equipment, which are often costly to replace. Sometimes it's more expensive to replace these items, because of things that are damaged and other aspects that are more than just buying a product again. Reduce liability, decreases the risk of accidents and injuries on site, and also you'll have better reporting to have real information to combat any false claims. Asset protection limits financial losses by safeguarding high value equipment. Some companies have very expensive equipment that they have to leave out in different job sites, different places, and damaging that equipment or theft of that equipment can cost so much, which gets me into project delays. That will cost you a lot more than the actual theft of the property. So ensures project timelines aren't disrupted by security incidents. For example, you need a specific, you need this generator to work on this project, and your crews show up there, and there's no generator there. That's a small one, right? But there's many other ways that plays out. Now you have a crew that's getting paid, and they can't do the job, and now you have to send the crew back out another day, replace the item. It could be lots of lost revenues there, and so therefore, there's a great asset in providing security. So retail, e-commerce, especially warehousing and logistics, cost benefits, loss prevention deters theft, reducing shrinkage rates and protecting profit margins. Inventory control enhances asset tracking, minimizing costs associated with misplaced or damaged goods. A lot of times, lost inventory is it's a huge loss for a lot of companies. Sometimes it's internal theft. Sometimes it's just lost or mistracked, and still it could have a huge cost to the company. Lower insurance premiums, of course. Premiums are very expensive these days. If you can get a reduced insurance premium, that is a huge savings. Enhance customer confidence. This could actually result in higher revenues for you. We've had many clients come back to us and say, our sales is 50% up, 80% up. I've seen some really high numbers, and that it was just attributed towards people feeling confident and going and shopping at those locations. Healthcare, hospitals, clinics, pharmaceuticals. Some of these cost benefits, data security compliance, avoids costly fines. That is a big one. Nobody wants to see fines. Reduced risk of litigation, another one that can just enhance your savings dramatically and exponentially. If you can minimize costly lawsuits. Controlled access to pharmaceuticals reduces the cost associated with theft of high value drugs and medical equipment. Also, that could hold some fines as well if that is occurring. Workplace violence prevention lowers expenses associated with workplace injuries and workers' compensation. Manufacturing and industrial facilities, we see that this is a huge asset to them. protects in IP protection, guards intellectual property, preventing costly data breaches or theft of trade secrets. You have to realize that a lot of times people get access to systems through just duping an individual, getting passwords or certain information from somebody and getting in. So especially like an access control, with guards or other means could really help in safeguarding this type of environment. Safeguarding equipment prevents theft or damage of expensive machinery and tools. Minimizing downtime. Security on site reduces downtime caused by incidents. If you could prevent an incident from occurring in the first place, then you will save yourself from so many costs that are associated with that. Enhance safety and compliance. Limits those liabilities and regulatory fines by ensuring a safe, controlled environment for your employees and your customers. Technology and data centers. Cost benefits for this could be protection of sensitive data, helps avoid data breaches, operational continuity, reduces the risk of downtime caused by intrusions or sabotage, or preserving revenue. Regulatory compliance ensures adherence to stringent data protection regulations. Reduce cyber physical threats. Security measures mitigate risk from cyber attacks targeting physical infrastructure, protecting against high cost and damages.
Well, Garrett, this has been great. I think our audience got a lot from this, especially kind of doing this focus on some of these industries that really can benefit from private security.
Mhm.
So to wrap this episode, I'd like to have you sign us off. And before we go, tell us a little bit more about Guardian Protection Force, the services that are available to provide, and how best for them to reach you.
Yeah, before I sign off, I would like to give a little bit of homework to anybody listening. If you received any quotes from security vendors and you thought, man, you know what, I don't know if we can afford that, why don't you do yourself a favor and just look at the cost of different risks that has been associated with your business and just add it up on an annual basis. How much did that theft cost? How much did that lack of production cost? How much did that claim cost because it wasn't thwarted in the first place? But what can we do for you? Let's give you a no-fee site security assessment, develop workplace violence prevention. We have AI camera systems available, guard and patrol services, armed, unarmed, plainclothes, security operations plans, contentious termination services. This has become a hot topic these days when individuals might be terminated. It could get very contentious. So get a professional out there who can deal with this situation. Executive protection, as always.
Well, great, Garrett. Again, I think our audience probably got some great information out of this. So why don't you sign us off, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody on our next episode.
Yeah, so stay safe and see you next time.